It's a sweltering 9 degrees this morning, but we're not talking about global cooling right now. That's a whole other subject. We're talking about artificial intelligence, AI they call it for short. This stuff's been going on, gosh, when did this start? The 60s probably? Where in the automobile manufacturing facilities, companies figured out if they could get a robot to do the work that humans were doing, they didn't have to pay the robot. The robot was there 365 days a year. They never took time off. They never needed a sick day. And you don't have to do that. So you got to put all this upfront money into these machines that would do the work. But the payoff comes later. You just shove that guy right out the door. Well, like I said, the blue collars have been facing this, it really ramped up in the 80s. In the 1990s, I worked for a wheel manufacturer. They had these giant robotic arms toward the finishing stages of the manufacturing of these wheels. This robotic arm would pick the wheel up. It was huge, and that was the technology at the time. It was fairly impressive for its time, and it would take the wheel from one spot and put it over on another, and another machine would burr it out, make it all shiny and fancy and whatnot. I remember one guy getting killed that worked in a plant that was owned by the same one that owned the one I worked in. He got in the cage with the machine, the thing got hung up or something, and he freed the hang up. Well, then of course it went and brutal scene, mean scene, and people were sad for probably a day, I bet. And they promptly forgot about him and carried on with the machining. Tell you a little story in far more recent news. I couldn't tell you the date on it. I didn't write it down. I'm really bad about that. But anyway, I think it was Washington State, and I think it was Whole Foods. And they were so advanced in artificial intelligence, the shoppers in this test pilot store, the shoppers could go in and just pick up stuff, put it in their cart, and waltz right out the door. No need to mess around with the checkout line and paying for your stuff. Artificial intelligence will take care of it. You didn't swipe a card, you didn't give cash, you didn't do anything. They just, did the billing through the automated banking. A lot of that's AI now. And they just took it out of your account. It's like using a debit card, but you didn't have to fool around with that because people are so busy and productive now. They don't have time, apparently, to stand in the checkout line and actually interact with other humans. The trouble with that is, it was all a sham. Come to find out, there were cameras all over the store. I mean, all over the place. Meanwhile, down in the Philippines, I don't know. I'm American. I don't know my geography. Whatever the case, these Filipinos working for at least 9 peanuts a day, well, they had the monitors to all these video cameras. So if you picked up a tub of yogurt and stuck that in your cart, somewhere in the Philippines, a Filipino had a list of items of everything that was in the store on a computer, no doubt, and they clicked 1 tub of yogurt, this brand, add to cart. It was still done by humans. Well, like I said, come to find out, terribly inefficient. The store was losing money. There were too many things. There wasn't enough cameras. And maybe your body shielded what you put in the cart. Well, the Filipinos have no idea what to add to the list, so they either made something up or they just whatever. I didn't get that one. None of it worked, and the whole thing was blown out. Well, they revamped the store. They put cashiers in there. I guess the motto of the discussion for artificial intelligence is that these corporations will do anything and everything simply to get out of paying employees to do the work. They want machines and computers doing that. Trouble with that is, who's going to buy your crappy imported Chinese products if nobody has a job? I believe it was around 2021 or thereabouts, they shut down some coal mining facilities in West Virginia and what have you. That's the only thing there for an economy, basically, always has been. And the previous administration, the Jill Biden setup, basically said, well, you have to learn to code. Do you remember that? We got really short attention spans in America, but you might remember that. Better learn to code. Trouble with that is, now AI is coming for the white collars. I would argue, given a little more time and a little more effort, and they're getting there, nearly every white collar office type job could easily be replaced with artificial intelligence and computers. So what are all those people gonna do? I guess you better learn to mine, huh? Work in a coal mine? Wouldn't the reverse hold true then? Well, a while back I enjoyed a video right here on YouTube. I actually took the time to write this one down because I knew I wouldn't remember. It's called Western Civilization is Already Dead. Jonathan Pago, maybe? With his guest, Paul Kingsnorth. Now the title of this video is a little bit misleading. They cover a lot of ground in 1 hour, and I found it, incredibly interesting. Point being, one of the things they brought up in this, with the Western civilization is already dead, is that things that are not based with God in mind are set up from its initiation to fail, and here we are. So we know that artificial intelligence is going to end badly. Heck, Elon Musk was on the Joe Rogan program talking about all the variations of it and how dangerous it was for humanity itself. Yet he still persists on moving forward with it. And I guarantee you, and mark my words, write this down in ink, Elon Musk and his involvement with the government is going to play out really badly. But that too may be another subject for a different day. So point being of this video, we know it's going to end badly, but we just keep on with it. And isn't that typical of society in general, world over? It's the same thing with your debit cards. All these people claim, well, we don't want central bank digital currency, and the ramifications of this would be total control and enslavement, and we can delete money from your account and you can't go get gasoline because you bought gasoline last Tuesday and you should have enough. Maybe you've been driving too much, so we're going to delete that, or we're going to deny the charge. And you're not going to be able to eat out at McDonald's for the 4th time this week because you already ate 3 times. We will control. We will control all of it. And so nobody wants that. But yet you keep on dabbling in it. Just going to use my card to pay for this. That's digital. And so you keep on doing this. I'm going to use my card. I'm going to buy this from Amazon. I'll get it delivered directly to the house. There's no harm in that. But it's exactly, this is the petri dish that's going to lead to this whole computerized 15-minute cities, total control. And the same people are going to bitch about it. Oh, I can't believe this. I can't. But you've been using a card for 20 years now. Cash is gone. There is no more cash. You've enabled this. The same thing has happened with artificial intelligence. People are already dabbling in it. I'm going to jump on Chat GPT and see what the best way to word my crap is here, even on my YouTube video presentation. I'm going to get a thumbnail. I'm going to have AI generate a thumbnail picture for me. Just dabbling in it. You see where I'm going with this? You're enabling what it is that you claim is horrible and that you despise and you don't want anything to do with it, but you're enabling it because you dabble in it. It's just using my card to pay for a little gasoline. It's no big deal. And that's how these things get traction. That's how they get going. And pretty soon you don't have any cash in society. So then natural disaster comes and the teller doesn't, the ATM doesn't work. You can't get any cash out. Now you're stuck. You don't have any cash because you've been using a card, dabbling in it. It's the same thing with the so-called artificial intelligence. Robots doing the work of humans. Fully functioning McDonald's with not a single human in the whole store. I mean, the argument could be made you shouldn't even be eating McDonald's. It's not fit for human consumption, but that's a whole other topic as well. Just dabbling in it. and then to go and give your money, your patronage, to said McDonald's, just reinforces it, normalizes it, bringing it on board. Yeah, let's have it, let's have it. And then it gets here, and, oh, this is terrible. You did that. Congratulations. You've screwed yourself. So if we extrapolate and we keep on with the AI, how's it working out? How is Indeed working out? Well, you cannot physically get in front of a prospective employer because you can't pass the algorithm that Indeed has set up. How's it going to work out for HR? They ain't going to need you. They'll have the whole thing computerized. Moreover, they won't need the employees actually doing the work. You won't need an HR department. That too will be computerized. I did a video on bullshit jobs. You should watch it. But all that's going to be eliminated. We won't need it. Think of the secretaries that have been eliminated just from the automated phone system. And yes, the service sucks. Yeah, you're going to be put on hold. You call almost any major business now, and press 1 for this. You got to listen to the whole gimbal-de-gook. Press 2 for this. It has nothing to do with you. Press 3 if you want to hear something else that has nothing to do about why you're calling. If you want to know about this, press 4. And you get 8, 9 into this, and it says if you need to hear more options, press 0. 0. And then you get a whole nother list that has nothing to do with you. And then you can speak in your actual concern, the whole reason you're calling. And the computer doesn't know what to do with it. So stand by. We're going to get you an operator in the Philippines. So yeah, you got an inferior product, and absolutely it's going to suck. Of course it is. There's certain things that computers and robots just cannot do. Will they come for the rest of the blue collars eventually? Can you see a robot getting through a house attic to fix something? I suppose maybe eventually they'll get there. But again, all these unemployed people, how are they going to buy your crap? I think it's something to think about. I think you better stop dabbling. And now would be a great time to do that. But nobody's going to listen to me. I don't care what I have to say. I'm telling you, this is not going to end well. I appreciate your comments. You put the jazz hands down and the doobly-doo. I always read those, so it's interesting to me. I thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time. I'll see you next time. Hopefully it'll be warmer.